oftentimes people use Yelp to write negative reviews about a business that they were unhappy with. Maybe it was the customer service, maybe it was the quality of the food, but it's really rare to find good reviews on Yelp. But recently there was this novelist who used Yelp to complain about a custom tailor who refused to get back to him. And he was so annoyed with the lack of customer service that he wrote this really scathing review on Yelp. Well, he claims that literally minutes after he wrote that review, an employee from the custom tailor called him back and said, or wrote back to him and said, if you don't take that down, we are going to write negative reviews about your book. I don't know how this guy knew that this novelist's book was coming out soon, but of course the novelist was very, very concerned about it. And after a few back and forth conversations, he decided, you know what, I'm just going to take the review down. I don't want this to hurt, my book in any way, shape, or form. So, Jimmy, I love talking about reviews online because there's always a lot of controversy. There are politics behind online reviews. With a company like Yelp, if someone does write a positive review about you or your business, you actually have to pay them to make sure that they don't hide those positive reviews.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
We did. You guys need to check out that Point episode, okay? Just check it out in our archives because it was good.
Kidding.
It was good. So I have my issues with Yelp, but what do you think about people using it as like a strike back tool?
Well, it's happening, but I just think that who uses their real name on Yelp, right? You can go anonymous on Yelp. Why did that guy let everybody know that he's who he is?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, he was very specific about his experience, so I'm guessing that this custom tailor knew who it was.
Oh, yeah,
and so he went after him.
Okay, okay. You know what? I've seen that happen. It's funny that a manager I've given negative reviews on Yelp, and all of a sudden the manager will be right on it, and it's like, oh really? Where were you that day, or what? Or they'll respond to like correct me on something. I'm like, so all that other stuff didn't matter. You're upset about. So it's weird. I like Yelp a lot. I really do. I think it's good. I did not know that you have to pay them to show their positive reviews.
So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of whatever page you're looking at, usually there'll be like a very small link that says hidden. And if you click on that link, it's very, very hard to find it, but if you click on that link, then you'll see all of the reviews that have been hidden. Some of them are negative, but usually the vast majority of them are positive, right?
Yeah.
And then the business will get notified that, hey, if you want to optimize, your Yelp page, one thing that you can do is, work with us and we can make sure to put the positive reviews higher on the page so people see it.
I like that so if you have a complaint, the management can then respond to your complaint on Yelp, and then you can respond to the manager.
Yeah.
So I like it. I think that's a good thing. And the same thing with the book review. That guy's a little bit of a wimp, right?
Oh, damn. You're going to call him a wimp.
I think he's a little bit of a wimp. Yeah, if somebody comes and gives a negative review of your book, you can also on Amazon.com, if that's where they're reviewing or whatever, you can also then go put a rebuttal to their review of you. This is a guy who doesn't like, and it's obvious.
This sounds like a lot of, a huge waste of time. I got to be honest.
Exactly. Are you worried you're going to get 4 bad reviews? Is that the only, anyway, it's just, he seemed a little wimpy.
Yeah. All right, Ron, what do you think? Have you written a negative review before?
I have written a negative review on Yelp before. I've never gotten any feedback from it, but I mean, I agree. I think Yelp is a good thing, but the one thing I always take into account as a consumer when I go to those places is that I think usually people don't go on there when they have something nice to say.
Of course.
So you have to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, absolutely. You really have to kind of sift through it and kind of be your own filter. I don't know if everybody does that or not. I have no clue. But yeah, I mean, I think in this case, I mean, that was such a random threat to make, and it was very, it would have been false because they wouldn't have read the book. They just would have posted this mean thing online for the sole purpose of this, a rebuttal, a retribution. And this guy would have had the proof on his side. So I don't know. In a way, it could have led to some really good publicity for his book, I think.
That's true. Some people actually accused him of making all of this up for publicity, but of course, there's no way to verify that. Sharon, what do you think about Yelp? I mean, an argument can be made that these review sites really damage a lot of businesses because Ron is absolutely right. Oftentimes, people who do have positive things to say don't write a review. It's usually the people who have negative things to say, and then that can really destroy a business.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit that I'm one of those people who, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Right. And there have been times when I have had something not so nice to say, and then I've just said it directly to the business or written them a letter and not posted it. But having said that, I say that they serve a purpose. And I think freedom of speech is extremely important. again, one of the cornerstones of this democracy. Whether or not we like what people are saying, they have the right to say it, and I support that.
I also like how sites like Yelp allow people to be like these semi-citizen journalists, right?
Yeah.
Like you go out there and you do a review of a movie theater, or you do a review of whatever establishment that you went to, and some of them are actually written very well. It's like impressive. It's like, hey, you want a job?
And I rely on them, like sites like Amazon.
Right.
I rely on a lot of those reviews to tell me whether or not I should purchase a book.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. I think a lot of people do.